People might not be able to afford a painting or a drawing by an artist, but they could afford a poster. It was very inexpensive, and it was a great way to decorate for very little money and yet have one of the great artists in your home. They give us art, and they give us a moment in time, and not much else does that.
A piece of paper with a message on it, trying to get you to pay attention to it. History of culture, when you talk about advertising, or not only advertising, but political messages.
And they used posters to intimidate. They had to communicate with the people via posters.
But it has to be used outdoors or in a public arena.
You know, they were never intended to be saved. They were pasted on kiosks, and they were destroyed by the elements and graffiti and ripped down to put the new advertisement up, so they weren't saved. The only posters that survived were in the hands of collectors, and there weren't that many collectors.
Posters are one of the only things, I think, one of the only art mediums that are defined by what you do with them instead of the technique used to make them.
In the States, they preferred using journals. So it was journal advertising, not posters on a kiosk or in a storefront window. American posters are much rarer than European posters.
I think that Americans love French posters. Anything European in America is very, very attractive.
You had newspapers, you had magazines, you had posters. And posters were the newest, most interesting art form. And often, one of the reasons why I believe the poster art medium moved forward so well is some of the finest artists made some portion, if not all of their livelihood as poster artists.
Oh, the best poster I ever saw is the one that I have a fake of on that wall over there. With, it's a light bulb ad with a woman staring off into the distance with an illuminated village in the background and a black cat.
The posters we sell, we consider serious art, so we treat them that way.
That's another collection that I would just fill this house with if I had endless space and endless money. It's just posters that have cats.
Film posters reflected where they were being shown. In the beginning, people were just excited to see a moving image. So the poster were big giant banners like you'd see at a circus. There were giant posters that just said, "Come see a moving picture."
Not just posters make me happy, but one of the things that I really enjoy about this business is that after all these years, I can still find things that I've never seen before, and that keeps me going every day, the excitement of finding something new.
You're buying a story.
And poster is certainly an art form that is becoming more and more accepted and appreciated.
The strength of a museum is the power of its collection, not its architecture, not the exhibits that it does, the power of its collection.
We're here in Huis Dedel in The Hague in Holland, and we're working hard to realize here the first and only Dutch museum on design and graphic design and advertising. A more elaborate documentary on the history of vintage posters will be shown on television during the opening or around the opening of this museum. We work together with the IADDB, which is the International Advertising and Design Database, on which you can find all kinds of information on our collections, the history of design and the history of graphic design.